Hello, fourth graders. This is what we did yesterday. We talked about multiplication models and how you can use all these different ways to solve multiplication problems. An open number line, a ratio table, an array, and an area model. So today what we're going to do is use these models to talk about division. So we're going to start by looking at this box of crayons. It has been ripped so you can only see part of the box. It's giving us a lot of information, however. The front of the box tells us how many crayons there are in all. There are 32 crayons in this box. It's also showing us another bit of information. You can see that there are 4 crayons. There are 4 rows of crayons, and it does not tell us how many crayons are in each row. So our question is, how many crayons are in each row? And so what we're going to do is build an array. I have these linear pieces to model the number of crayons in each row. So I know that there are 4 rows, correct? If this is a row, this is a row, this is a row, and this is a row. So I have modeled what's in this picture already. Now what I need to do is to fill in the array so that the total is 32 tiles. So right now I have 4 plus 4 is 8. I'm going to move this aside, and I'm going to see that another 4 makes 12. Another 4 makes 16, and we're trying to get to 32. So here we're at 16, another 4 is 20, another 4, 24, another 4, 28, and finally, we get to 32. So I'm using my linear pieces to model the number of crayons in each row. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what equation would represent this problem? Here's where you're going to get your math notebook, and we're going to write models for division on our paper. So go ahead and pause it and write that down. And then you're going to write an equation that could represent this problem here. So I've lost my pen. There it is. Okay. I'm going to scooch these guys up. Oh, I left some behind. Okay. And an equation you might have written down might be 4 times blank equals 32. Or now that you know there were 8 across, 8 in the row, you might have filled it in to say 4 times 8 equals 32. Another way we could write this is as a division problem. And then you would write the 32 first, that's our total number of crayons, divided by 4, and then your answer would be here. 32 divided by 4 is 8. Both of these equations would have worked with this model. So we are going to sketch the array that we made for this. And we're going to write array, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 down, and 8 across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then these would each be their own tile. Go ahead and fill yours in. They don't have to be perfect. just so you get the idea that if you start with knowing there's 4 and you have to get to 32, you would just keep filling it in until you get 32 tiles. So here I have 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. That's our array model. Okay, remember to pause it if you need to. Now we are going to try a skip counting strategy. We're going to first start with an open number line. Labeling it open number line. And we have our line like this. And we're going to start at 0. And we're going to jump 4 until we get to the number that we are dividing, 32. So let's do it. Here we start at 0, we're going to jump to 4. Another 4 gets us to 8. Another 4 gets us to 12. Another 4 gets us to 16. Another 4 gets us to 20. Another 4 gets us to 24. Another 4 gets us to 28. And another 4, ooh, it's got to be a longer jump, gets you to 32. So each of these jumps represents 1 times 4, 2 times 4, 3 times 4, 4 times 4, and so on until we get to 8 times 4. The ratio table. For the ratio table, we're going to write rows of crayons and then number of crayons. Okay, I'm going to pause my video. Okay, and then we draw a line here. And we know that in one row, we have 4 crayons. This is a row. And so that means that in 2 rows, we have double the 4, which is 8. And then in 3 rows, counting by 4s, 4, 8, 12. And in 4, we have 16. We're trying to get to the number 32, right? 5, we have 20. 6, 24. 7, 28. And 8, we got to 32. Okay, so that is, oops, you can't even see what I'm doing. There it is, rows of crayons, number of crayons on a ratio table. Now we could have done this a faster way with the ratio table, where I'm going to say rows and crayons, and a faster way would have been just to be doubling, right? So 1, 4, double the 1, you get 2, double the 4, you get 8. So this is times 2, this is times 2. Now again, if we were to do times 2 again, times 2 we get 4, times 2 we get 16. Over here we do times 2 with the 4, we get 8. Times 2 with the 16, doubling 16 gets you to 32. So that's a bit of a shortcut. We were able to use the times 2 here. So again, modeling for division. If you have the total, which was 32, and you have one of the numbers to divide it by, you could make an array where you use the numbers that you're going to divide it by, and you build it out until you get to that total of 32. Or you can use an open number line where you skip count, jumping by the number that you're dividing by until you get to 32. Or the ratio table, also skip counting until you get to 32. So there are some models for division. Our next picture is a box of crayons that has 15 total, and it has 3 rows. So go ahead in your math notebook, try one of these models for division where you can show what 15 divided by 3 or 3 times blank equals 15, what that looks like. So go ahead and pause it and do that work. All right, I'm assuming you paused it. And on your paper, you might have 3 times blank equals 15, or 15 divided by 3 equals blank. These are both going to be the same fill in the blanks, the same number. So maybe what you did was you did a ratio table, just guessing, where on one side you have the rows, and on one side you have the number of crayons. And this would be number of rows. We've got the number of rows over here, the number of crayons. So we know we're going to start out with 1 and 3. And what we're trying to get to is 15 over here, down at the bottom. So we're going to do the work to get from 3 to 15. So we're skip counting by 3s or multiplying by 3s. So our next one would be 2 times 3, or skip counting 3, 6, 3 rows, going up by 3 over here, 3, 6, 9, 4, 4 times 3 is 12, and then 5, ding, 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 gets you to 15. Boop. There you have it. So 5 would be our missing number. There would be 5 in each of those rows. Or did you use a number line? Let's go ahead and use a number line. You drew it out like this. Maybe start with the 0. We've got 1 times 3 is 3. 3 times 2 is 6. 6 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 12. 12 times 3 is 15. And how many hops did we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 hops. All right. Or, bum-ba-da-bum, maybe you did the array, where you have 3 down, 1, 2, 3, and you were seeing how many across would fill it in to 15. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so now we count up here. This side was 3. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's the array. All right, so hopefully you're getting the gist of how we can use these same models for division. We've got ratio table, number line, and array. We can use it for division or multiplication, and that's your math lesson for today. You have some questions to answer on your Google form, and happy Friday. Have a great weekend. Bye.